Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Jimmy, and today we are going to do some fragrance reviews and updates. But before we dive into the fun that is for the nose, we also have a little Christmas cookie in honor of the upcoming festivities. Won't you partake with me as you watch this video? Why not break out a treat for yourself? If you haven't noticed, this cookie is pathetically small, and that's because I've done this multiple times, and I hope that every time I do it gets funnier, but it has not gotten funnier. The joke has lost its punch. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Today we're going to do a little bit of an update on Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Urban Feel, and I did a review on this, yes, but I thought as I wore it the other day, what is a way I can distill it down to just a few phrases to really make this make sense now that I've gotten more of an understanding and based on what I said about it? Was I correct? Let me put it this way. This fragrance, I believe, is unisex. This would be great for women or men. Definitely try it first at your local department store, perhaps. This fragrance has a powerful, fresh barbershop fragrance in the beginning. And that lasts a surprisingly long time. I believe it's the pepper and ozonic notes. I don't get fresh, tart bergamot. And as that continues for an hour, hour and a half, I believe I still get traces of that fresh, powerful barbershop pepperiness in the beginning, ozonic notes. And after that, if you really pay attention, it becomes that blue, versatile, clean scent with a little bit of green in there. So I found this actually lasts the whole work day for me. I get traces of it, especially if you spray around here. I always catch whiffs of it. I'm like, man, is that somebody else? No, that's me. You can't spray it on your hand, especially these days during the winter, and expect to smell it throughout the day because we're wearing sleeves, we're washing our hands, and you don't realize it. I'm like, it doesn't smell as strong. Well, did you wash your hands? Did you put on and off your jacket? Huh? Did you? Why don't you think about that? I'm just saying it does last a long time on me. It might be some of the synthetic notes in there that really give it that extra push, and there's nothing wrong with that. I admire that. That's cool. It's about science. So I do like it. I give this a 6.5, 7 out of 10, based on the greatest blue fragrances ever that have staying power and versatility and fruitiness and originality. Yeah, it's a pretty high score for me. This one I want to talk about is Ktoret by Malul. The line is called Ktoret, and the actual fragrance is called 140 Blue. 140 Blue. This is also a blue fragrance. Why? Because they're telling me so. So I smell it upon when I first got it, along with other Malul fragrances, which I also do a review on. This one is a light blue fragrance. You might think of Dolce & Gabbana and all of them. Those are more tart and more synthetic and sharp. This one is actually lighter. It doesn't smell as strong. It's not potent. It's not gonna drown people out around you. It may not even drown you out, the wearer, because you probably won't smell it. And I don't mean you're going to be nose blind to it. I mean it doesn't wear very long. It just kind of wisps away into the air, seeps into your skin. Now, it is wintertime, but I'm in an apartment, and it's not that cold in here. But I've noticed that when I go into the shower, some of Malul fragrances tend to radiate off the skin when you're in a warmer area, like a shower getting ready to go in. You kind of smell it. It kind of lifts off the skin a little bit more. So having said that, it's a good fragrance, but I shouldn't have to be in the dead of summer to smell something. As frag heads, we want very strong fragrances. We grow a tolerance to it. We want the next stronger fragrance, but not too strong, not too light, that keeps its longevity and still has fruity, incense, top notes, base notes, all that stuff. There's no such fragrance that's going to hit all and check all the boxes. Does this one check most of them? In the world of blue fragrances, I would say no. Even this being the second iteration of the line, I think I heard that they made Ktoret the line of fragrances, and they had them reviewed and looked over by other YouTubers, and they weren't looked upon very favorably. They're just okay. Well, this is the new redeveloped line, and I appreciate that from Michael Malul's company. I think it's important to listen to not just anyone or just YouTubers because they're YouTubers, who cares, but people who really love your product and love that genre. They might have good input. So I think it's very important to listen to other people and what they have to say and make developments on that. So I give them kudos for that, but I wouldn't know what the other one smelled like if this one is this here in terms of longevity. If you want a powerful, long-lasting scent with pepper, and don't get this one, this is not it. What is this, and who is it for? This is for frag heads who truly love the artistry. And I'm not just saying that to justify how little it lasts. There's a lot of niche fragrance houses out there that make very well-respected fragrances, not because of how long it lasts, but because of the ingredients and how it's crafted, right? It's very pure, nice, soft ingredients that blend well together, that doesn't have anything too annoying or sharp to my nose. We have plenty of designer fragrances for that. I believe that this was taking an approach where let's just put a lot of really nice organic materials in here and see what comes out. And if it lasts, it lasts. On some people, if it doesn't last as long, then that's just the way it is. Hopefully people can appreciate what effort they put into this to redevelop it and put in the best ingredients possible. So it smells natural, it smells artistic, but it doesn't smell original, and it smells too light for even to me appreciate it for what it is. I will say I did not spray on too much. I sprayed on 2 sprays because that's who I am, right? I can give this to another person. No, drown themselves in it, put it on a sponge and scrape themselves down with it, and it lasts all day. I'm not going to do that, okay? So obviously it depends on who uses it. If you love it that much, you don't mind blowing through it all over a weekend, then that's you. Then this might suit you. And that's the case, then you really have to appreciate the scent, which I think it's light, and you can't argue with it. It just smells pure, clean, tiny bit sweet, but not really. I don't get any pepper out of this, even though it is listed here. Just a lot of fruits and a melange of pleasant scents put together in an organic, high-quality way. And I can tell that because there's no sharp edges in the scent. It just kind of, maybe it's a little too soft. Maybe it needs more of a base. But, I'm not a perfumer. I don't know. So what other blue fragrances could I compare this to? Blue Ridge by Gent Sense and Michael Malul. I also have here, which I'll do a review on. I'm still kind of understanding that fragrance. That one lasts longer than this blue one, but it's more expensive, and it's not going to last more than this by that much. It lasts a while more, but that's that this one doesn't last at all. So I hope this works better for you by the way you use it, by spraying more, by spraying your hair with your little diffusers for the world, and your clothes, which if you wear clothes, unless you wear you're a nudist colony, you can spray other parts of your body, I guess, but clothes are also a very useful diffuser for the people around you. Okay, so I hope this gives you a good idea of what I think of Ktoret 140 Blue. There are other fragrances by this company that I will be happy to review for you that may serve as a slightly stronger alternative. So what I also thought was, oh, this is weak, so the other ones are also sort of weak because they're going for more of that pure quality angle. That's not true. Some of them also vary in strength. So I'll have to do a separate review for those. All right, thank you so much for watching. Have a very good day. See you in the next review.